After a failed attempt at stealing a safe from an ATM, Kylie Bucknell is arrested and taken to court. There, despite the best efforts from Kylie's attorney, Mr. Hollis, the judge sentences her to house arrest for 8 months. Kylie is then taken to her old house, where the security contractor, Amos, explains to her the function of the ankle monitor she is wearing, saying that it will immediately send an alert signal to the police in case she leaves the designated area of her house. That night, Kylie dines with her mother, Miriam, and her stepfather, Graham. She doesn't feel the least bit happy at the prospect of spending 8 months with them. Kylie asks to use the phone, but Miriam is having an important call. Kylie then happens to listen to a radio broadcast where she hears her mother saying with the utmost conviction that there is a ghost inside their house. Kylie confronts her mother about the ghost, but Miriam avoids the subject altogether. That same night, Kylie hears strange noises coming from inside the house, but doesn't really give it much thought. The next day, Kylie is left alone in the house and decides to explore a little. She goes to the basement to search for Miriam's ghost, but finds nothing. Dennis, Kylie's psychologist, drops by and discusses with Kylie about her family and how she is coping with the house arrest. Kylie isn't cooperative, however, and sends Dennis away, deciding to spend the rest of the day in front of the television. Presently, Miriam returns and is annoyed by Kylie's lazy behavior. That night, Kylie falls asleep while watching TV when she is soon awakened by a fleeting shadow. She notices the computer is still on, even though it almost got burned earlier this morning. Kylie goes to bed when she hears her mobile phone ringing from the basement. She descends and suddenly the lights go out. A dark shape seems to appear behind her, but there's nothing there. Kylie takes a flashlight and is startled by a big figure of Jesus covered in a white sheet. Although momentarily relieved, Kylie gets the fright of her life when a twisted hand appears from under some old furniture and grabs her leg. Kylie panics and attempts to escape. She gets tangled in fishing net, and then her mother appears at the staircase. Alarmed by a sound upstairs, Kylie and Miriam hide under the stairs. Kylie attacks the intruder, but it turns out it's only Amos, who received a call of a breached perimeter. Amos and the 2 women go down to the basement, where Amos hears from Miriam that the house may be haunted. Amos tries to communicate with the ghost by using a tape recorder, but hears nothing. Kylie expresses her doubts, and Amos offers to install special measurement devices in order to record the eerie presence. One night, Kylie hears a creepy voice and gets spooked by a seemingly possessed teddy bear. She tosses the teddy bear into the fireplace and thinks that she has gotten rid of it, until she sees it again in the bathroom while she's having a shower. Informing Amos, Kylie is then faced with skepticism from both him and her mother. Speaking to Dennis, Kylie mentions the possible haunting of the house, at which Dennis tells her to grab this opportunity and do something creative. Kylie goes over the brochure Dennis has given her when she notices the closet door opening on its own. Kylie takes the door off its hinges, and soon after, a secret compartment reveals itself to her. Kylie looks inside and finds a set of items belonging to the previous owners. She gets interested in a set of tap dancing shoes. She wears them and tap dances when Graham startles her by asking her to help him with a minor chore. Kylie sends him away, but eventually goes to help him out. As Graham opens up to her, Kylie points to all the useless things there are in the basement. Kylie then learns that most of the stuff was already there when Miriam bought the house. This puts Kylie into serious suspicions, and soon she finds out that the house was once a halfway house, in which 17 years earlier, a girl named Lizzie was brutally murdered. Kylie confronts her mother about this, but Miriam says that she kept it a secret for her sake. Kylie speaks with Amos and asks him to get rid of the ghost, but Amos says that he can't do anything except help her figure out what they're dealing with here. Not wanting to stay in a haunted house, Kylie debates with Mr. Hollis for a transfer, but she has declined that option until 3 months have passed. Lashing out at her mother's cookies and laundry, Kylie storms out of the room, leaving a surprised Miriam along with Mr. Hollis and Dennis. Dennis says to Miriam to not trouble Kylie with her superstitions, when all of a sudden, a power overload plunges the room into darkness. Miriam fumbles about with the switchboard, trying to turn the power back on. She turns on the power for a moment when a figure covered in a filthy sheet stands behind Dennis. Darkness promptly returns. Distressed voices are heard, and when the lights are back on again, Dennis is seen stabbed with pieces of the broken clothes dryer. The ambulance takes Dennis away, and the police ask Kylie and Miriam about the incident. Looking to blame Kylie, Kylie leaves the house and Amos talks some sense into her, telling her that the ghost is only reaching out to her because it needs her help. Kylie is convinced and decides to help the spirit of Lizzie. Investigating, Kylie retrieves a dental plate and a brooch and calls Amos over to help her out. Kylie suggests that Lizzie's murderer might be Mads, the creepy next-door neighbor. Amos is dubious about this until he notices Mads removing his dental plate. Kylie plans to enter Mads' house and steal his dental plate in order to compare it to the one she has found. Amos is reluctant at first, but agrees to assist. Kylie enters the house and finds Mads sleeping in the living room. She tries to take the dental plate from his mouth, but Mads wakes up and spits it out onto a mass of scattered newspapers. Kylie bolts out and she and Amos run away. Amos, however, gets caught in a bear trap. Kylie hides him and runs away as Mads comes out of the house armed with a rifle. Kylie goes to her house. She grabs a pair of gardening shears and hides in the basement. Thinking Mads is after her, Kylie accidentally stabs Graham in the belly. Miriam comes to the hospital and takes Kylie back home. Feeling remorseful about the accident, Kylie does all the house chores now, while Miriam spends most of her time at hospital, looking after Graham. In the meantime, Amos is closely watching Mads. One night, when Mads leaves the house, Amos breaks in and searches for the dental plate. He discovers newspaper articles about Lizzie's death and takes photographs. He exits the house when Mads surprises him. Amos accuses him of killing Lizzie, but Mads implies he is wrong and offers to give Amos some facts. Amos learns about a weird boy named Eugene, who might have been responsible for murdering Lizzie. Mads shows Amos Eugene's room under the house. Amos tries to call Kylie, who has discovered passageways and narrow rooms within the house walls. Amos is startled by a burning teddy, and retrieving the tape from inside, finds out that Eugene has never really left the house. Kylie sees Eugene sitting in a room watching TV and becomes terrified. Eugene finds her and chases her. Kylie manages to escape and drives to the police station. Amos comes to the house but finds no one there. As Kylie tries to convince the officers that there is a man inside the walls, Miriam returns and is dumbfounded by the mess and Kylie's absence. Amos supports Kylie and convinces them to come to Miriam's house. Once there, however, no one, not even Miriam, seems to believe Kylie. Kylie does what she can to prove that there is something within the walls, but she fails. Dennis then suggests taking Kylie to a mental institution as she is showing signs of paranoia. Kylie notices that Dennis is wearing a dental plate and asks her mother to keep Dennis and the officer left there preoccupied while she ventures into the basement, searching for Dennis's involvement in Lizzie's murder. Dennis asks for Miriam to go to the toilet, and Miriam goes to Kylie. Both Dennis and the officer, however, are nowhere to be seen. Kylie grabs a knife and a grater and corners Dennis. Dennis finally reveals himself to be Lizzie's murderer and attacks the two women. A fight ensues. Kylie and Miriam manage to narrowly escape Dennis's clutches. They lock themselves in the toilet, where they discover the officer's dead body. Cornered by Dennis, Kylie and Miriam seem lost until Eugene appears and shows them the way out of there. Kylie and Miriam enter one of Eugene's hideouts and escape from Dennis once again. Amos comes, and Dennis says that Kylie was right all along and that Eugene has captured Kylie and Miriam. Amos tries to reach the two women, but Dennis knocks him out. Kylie and Miriam proceed further into Eugene's residence and learn that Eugene was watching Kylie since she was a little girl. Kylie asks him why he didn't tell anyone about Lizzie's murder, but Eugene was afraid he would be taken away. Kylie asks Eugene to help them, and Eugene says that he knows a great place to hide. As Eugene puts on a sheet, he is suddenly stabbed by Dennis, who hunts the two women up to the roof. There, Miriam pushes Dennis, and Kylie throws a roof tile at him, sending him off the roof. The two women go to the kitchen to call the police, but suddenly Dennis punches Kylie unconscious and begins to strangle Miriam with the telephone cord. But Eugene comes out and gives Kylie a fork, with which she stabs Dennis under the chin. Miriam is saved, and the fork, that is attached to a cable, is then charged by Eugene. This blows Dennis's head off, and the bad guy is finally dead. 7 months later, Amos takes Kylie's ankle monitor off while Miriam is filming her daughter's release. But the camera is turned off due to low battery. Kylie shouts at Eugene for secretly using up all the battery, showing that Eugene is now living with them as a proper, although unseen, member of the family.